All right. Well, today it's actually going to be me and Eli because Nolan has yet to show up. So we're going to be sure to give Nolan some clown points for this, for not showing up, thanks to himself. Eli, you better get in here. Clayton, my man. All right, Eli, join in the live. If Nolan wants to come up, he can show in.
Hello.
What is up?
What's up?
Not much. Well, today was supposed to be the big day of me and Nolan, but Nolan, just like his clown self, failed to show up. So let's give Nolan a round of applause, and let's be sure to add that on Nagging with Nolan today a little bit later. A lot to talk about today.
What
Actually,
to talk about?
yeah, we actually don't have a news shortage today, and that's really good news since we just came off a very big news shortage on Wednesday. So what do you say we dive on in?
I agree. Let's do it.
All right. So there was an article that came out on ESPN yesterday that was talking about the potential aftermath of what a canceled college football season would look like. Total loss of $4 billion, which is, if in case you didn't know, that's big. Would be lost, and we are 99 days away from kickoff. We still have many unanswered questions about what this upcoming season will look like. Could you imagine there would be? I mean, obviously we want football, but it's more than just the game. I mean, could you imagine how much money would be lost with a I mean, my goodness, how much it would hurt these colleges, these Power 5 schools. Can you imagine how much it would hurt them?
Oh man, it will hurt. It will just hurt, like especially the whole college football teams. You'll see at least billions of dollars just thrown in the trash, and it's just it won't. It People will not survive without college football. There has to be college football this year. No, even whatever it takes with no fans or anything. Just you know. That it'll just hurt. It'll just hurt the organization. It'll hurt the not the organization, but the business, and it'll just hurt teams. So
Yeah, and definitely with the loss of money, there'll be the rise in tuition. They'll be like, hey, let's just charge our students more. I mean, it's not like they're in $100,000 worth of debt or $20,000 worth in debt. So actually, when all this happens, they're gonna be rising the tuition, and then it's really gonna look like a phone number to go to college nowadays. It's gonna be like, maybe you'll be looking at the paper. It's like, it's a huge bill. But mostly it would mostly harm the Power 5 schools, since the Power 5 schools make a lot of revenue on like ticket sales, merchandise, even concessions. I mean, the Power 5 makes the most money. Even the crap teams, like for instance Boston College, Kansas, even they still make revenue off of football, and definitely in basketball as well, especially Kansas, who's such a humongous basketball school. But it's also estimated 65 Power 5 schools would lose more than $4 billion in football revenue, plus $1.2 billion of lost ticket revenue. And that I bet a portion of that good $1.2 billion would come from SEC schools who charge it feels like $1 million per ticket, regardless where you're sitting at. You could be at Alabama, you could be sitting on the west end of the stadium on the upper deck, and still have to pay about $400-$500 just for a pathetic game. But no offense to Crimson Tide, I've looked at the tickets before. Even to go to a game where they're playing an FCS school, it's still like $100-$200. I mean, Alabama is not very gracious to your money. That's why a lot of people can't go to their games. But actually, a lot of people can. But I mean, a lot of people can only go to one or two a year, and that's always the low games, not the Alabama LSU or Alabama Auburn games.
you should see the prices when Alabama faces off an SEC opponent.
Yeah, I know it's probably in the thousands.
Hmm.
But you should see a ticket to a Miami Marlins game. Costs as much as a candy bar. In the words of girls, I'm so bad. And let's see what else there was. Even with the season without fans, Power 5 schools can expect to lose $303 million altogether in game day revenue, and that's an average of $4.7 million per school. So yeah, this regardless if we have fans, I mean, regardless if we have a football season or not, it's definitely gonna be different. There ain't no way by the time August rolls around we're gonna be having packed out stands in these stadiums. So these schools are gonna have to prepare for the worst, and that's losing money. But the worst case scenario is that we're not gonna have fans. I don't think, but this is not out of the ruling yet. There's definitely a small chance that we don't have a football season, but I mean they're not going to do that. I just don't know. I just don't know why they will do that. Plus, most of these athletic directors come out and spoken that that a lot of these schools will be in financial trouble with the loss of football season. So, 100 days away from the football season, there's still so many unanswered questions we don't know. It's going to be a long final 3 months of the off season before it's time to kick off the season. Hey, look, there's a clown right there who just joined. Hey, about time you showed up, Nolan.
Yeah. So the chances for college football to not have a season still remains very low. The worst scenario is college football with no fans, and that's a good chance for that to happen, because they're saying there is a possible they're preventing a possible second wave of the coronavirus. So
yeah, that's Nolan, he's ready to join in. So Eli, we thank you for your time 7 minutes into this podcast. So we'll catch you next week. We should have another podcast with me and you, and I want to get back with Zaire. Me and Zaire. It's been quite a minute since we've had a podcast, but we're going to turn the keys over to Nolan so we can finish out the remainder of this podcast and I get his opinion on this financial institution for
all right,
cool.
Cool.
College football season. So X out, and Nolan, you get your clown self in here. All right. So Eli has left, and now we just wait on Mr. Nolan LaFrance, who is 7 minutes late. Surprised he wasn't 7 minutes late to graduation last night. So let's get in with it. Connecting. You were 7 minutes late.
I don't have my headphones on. No, I do. What's that?
I said, you're 7 minutes late. Congratulations.
I'm sorry. I was doing something. You clown.
Well, me and Eli were just talking about what a devastation it would be for Power 5 schools financially if there was no college ball season. I mentioned it would be a loss of $4 billion in total. Mostly it would harm Power 5 schools, but estimated 65 Power 5 schools would lose more than $4 billion in football revenue, plus $1.2 billion in loss of ticket revenue. And on average, every Power 5 school would lose $62 million in football revenue. So, and with under 100 days left in the offseason before it's time to kick off the 2020 season, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. So we don't know for sure what it's gonna look like. We'll most likely have a football season, but whether or not we're gonna have fans, that's for another day. But even without fans, Power 5 schools will lose in total $303 million in game day revenue, which would be about an average of 4.7 per school. So this is a big unanswered question. We won't probably know for a while. What will the season look like, and what will be the effects with these schools without fans, especially for big schools like Alabama, who rely heavily on their ticket revenue in football, since they're a huge football school.
Definitely. I mean, of course we're gonna have a football season. Starting June 1st, a lot of the athletes are able to go back to on campus and start practicing and getting ready for the season. Of course, we're not gonna have fans. We might still have the band. The band might be spread out and everything, but it's gonna be a normal thing season for just without any fans. And of course, a lot of people gonna be losing money, especially the ones in California. Yeah, I mean they lost. They probably gonna lost a bunch.
Oh yeah, especially Florida schools as well. So I mean, as Kirk Herbstreit said the other day, you can't have. It's just it'll be weird to see college football without fans. Because fans play such a big role in success with these teams. I mean, a lot of these players rely on their fans to show up and be loud and give additional pressure to the away team. So without fans, there is no home field advantage for anybody, regardless. Even if you're the number one team like Alabama playing the last place team like Georgia State, I mean, there's no home field advantage. Of course, Alabama would win, but you're missing a very key part in what makes Alabama so good, and that's the loud environment there at Bryant-Denny Stadium. So
yeah, that's definitely true. So anyway, LSU still got a loud fan base. Of course, that's like one of LSU stadiums bigger than Alabama's.
Yeah. And Alabama would love to go into Baton Rouge this season without any fans, because
Yes.
Though Alabama has had success with in Baton Rouge for many years, they can never pull away easily. They always get a tough start with the screaming, passionate fans of LSU. So yeah, I think Alabama would appreciate no fans at Death Valley in 2020.
Yes.
Actually, Alabama any place, even in the national championship. But
I mean, you can say with Tennessee as well. I mean, like, of course, Tennessee is not gonna have that much fans in it, but still, if there's a full crowd there, it's gonna be loud.
Yeah, but I know one school that doesn't rely on ticket revenue: Kansas. At least in football, because they're such a good lord. Sometimes I can still forget that Les Miles is the head coach because they're still pathetic. But
yeah,
I want to mention last year they did have a sellout crowd against Kansas State, which they lost as well. So Kansas, you can hire Les Miles and put him into Kansas, but you can't take Kansas out of Kansas. But at least in football and basketball, they're raw. So
yeah.
at least they have basketball to get some revenue, but
but that's it.
in football,
That just that one sport. I mean, they definitely need to go. They definitely need to get their football season started. I mean, like, seriously, I'm getting tired of them getting blown up by Oklahoma and Texas.
Please. All right. Well, it was reported a couple of days ago that Mercedes-Benz was moving on with its naming rights with the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans to focus on the stadium in Atlanta. Yes, sir. Mercedes-Benz Stadium better than Superdome. You can't change my mind.
Not even close.
You can't change my mind.
Not even close.
But why?
First thing first, we're already getting renovations, so we're gonna look even better. All right, we don't have a
Your
toilet
stadium looks like a
toilet hole seat.
It looks
Your stadium looks like a toilet hole. Your roof opens up like a giant hole, so somebody can poop on you.
It looks like God is shining down His light into our stadium.
Yes, He's shining down the L He's gonna give y'all.
Oh, please. I mean, yours looks like a toilet. Matter of fact, the place is so garbage that when even the crowd is loud, it falls apart. That's just how pathetic the Superdome is.
How pathetic? No, the fans will destroy the stadium. What are you talking about?
Man, just
it's strong enough for
how loud Atlanta United fans are. Man, they're loud, and you really think? I don't see that stadium falling apart and falling into pieces.
Well, it's a new stadium. I mean, my brother went to the 2017 game against Orlando with those 6 goals scored.
Yeah. Speaking of the devil, he's joining us right now.
What up, Alex?
See him at graduation last night.
Oh, he was there.
Oh, he was. Oh, I didn't see him. Maybe. Oh, I didn't see him in his clown uniform in his clown nose. But why was I was about to get to the point with the adult porn website named Strip Chat has bid $15 million for naming rights, and under that I have the note, bruh.
Shut up. I'm sorry, Alex is over there. I'm still confused. How?
Mm-hmm.
Why they? I mean, I rather go to what's a good car company? Some like Ford or something. No, that's Ford Stadium. No, that's
Ford Field.
Ford Field.
How about
I don't know.
Popeye Superdome or Louisiana Superdome?
Yeah, I think the city's gonna do that. Either Louisiana Superdome or like Saint Superdome, or just name it the Superdome. Something simple.
Imagine. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, like, we don't need Mercedes-Benz. Of course, Mercedes-Benz been there for a long time. We don't need all this bad stuff website on Superdome. We just need something normal, something safe.
Yeah, can you imagine if the Saints are this will never happen, but imagine if they're in the Super Bowl in their own stadium and Kurt Menefee says, "All right, we're going to turn you to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman live from Strip Chat Superdome in New Orleans." Thank you, Kurt. Me and Troy live here from Strip Chat Superdome for Super Bowl 71. Oh my God,
that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Not gonna lie.
You remember when Brett Musburger, he would say, "You are looking live." You remember those days when Brett?
Yeah, I remember those.
Like, imagine if Brett Musburger was calling nowadays with that. He said, "You are looking live at Strip Chat Superdome live from New Orleans, Louisiana, for the All-State Sugar Bowl." It's like it sounds so wrong.
I think it should be what's the name? What's our owner's name? Other owner's name?
Tom Benson.
Tom Benson Superdome. That would be the best name.
You know, it's pretty sad when I'm not even a Saints fan, and I knew his name right at the top of my head before you did.
I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. All right, I usually forget a lot of people's names.
I know everybody's names.
All right.
So that deserves a bro moment, and I don't think the Saints are that stupid to, or the city of Louisiana is that stupid to name
Nah.
it, or so I think. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did because it's after all it's Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Nah.
That's in.
But yeah, that would be interesting. But Louisiana Superdome sounds much more sophisticated than Strip Chat Superdome. My gosh, that'd be the biggest L in Louisiana history. I mean, after all, their state is shaped like a toilet. So
Yours a toilet, Nick. Okay.
no,
You're like that. You're still like the Japanese toilet that does it on his own.
nah,
Bro,
in the shape of an L.
what?
Yeah, your state is you could fit an L inside of it. You couldn't do that.
Oh,
before.
the state.
I
I thought you said the stadium. I was like, what?
No.
You're right.
Well, I mean, the stadium is home to a team who takes L's. I mean, there's no denying that.
I don't know what you talking about taking L's. Okay. Look at you, Nick.
Yeah,
look at Atlanta. Alta, ATL.
New Orleans.
You know,
New Orleans.
ATL. They took L's on their jersey. They took L's on their stadium. They took L's on every single thing.
Your state starts with an L in the first place. I mean, good Lord. I mean, that's one thing. L already. No wonder the Saints been taking L's to Minnesota.
Wow, and you've been taking L's to Arizona.
Oh, please. Didn't we beat y'all 26-9 in the Superdome?
What?
Didn't we beat y'all 26-9 in the Superdome, boy?
Yeah. And we beat y'all on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, barely.
Suck it. Barely don't count, so suck it.
Yeah, okay, clown. Speaking of clown, Dak Prescott declines a 5-year, $175 million contract. All I gotta say is
that's clown.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say right now. What an idiot! I mean, come on, man. I mean, you're offered to stay there for 5 years. You're gonna be paid the biggest contract in NFL history. You'll be making about $35 million a year for $175 million over 5 years. So, what else do you need, Dak? What else do you need? You got we think a championship caliber coach. You got a stacked lineup with Michael Gallup, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and now CeeDee Lamb. What else do you need? Come on, man.
More money. I mean, NFL. NFL is basically a business. You know, a lot of times it's not the players that's doing it. It's the people. It's the agents. You know, the agents like, oh, you gonna offer me this? I probably want 10 million more. You know, or 5 million more. You know. And that's why I hate. That's why I kind of hate for some of these players because you know when they want more money, they ain't gonna be doing good. Like Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham was a good tight end for the Saints. You know, Drew Brees kept throwing to him and everything. And now he went away from the Saints, and now he became trash, and because he want more money.
Yeah, I don't know what Dak's agent is thinking, even in the first place. Like, you deserve to be the highest paid quarterback because you deserve more money because you're an elite quarterback. If that's what he's thinking, you're wrong because Dak Prescott's nowhere near. Well, I mean, he's good, but I mean, he's not elite. He's not on the level of Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees. He's honestly he's mediocre. He don't. I mean, excluding 2016, he hasn't stacked up any jaw dropping or eye popping moments or stats over the past couple years. Now, 2016, he had a good year with the Cowboys, leading them to a 13-3 record before losing the Packers in the divisional round. Most of that's because of Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was just never a great coach. So maybe Mike McCarthy can turn Dak Prescott around. I mean, he turned out to be a fine quarterback under Jason Garrett. He wasn't elite, but even under a crappy coach like Jason Garrett, he was still able to put up decent numbers, just not like eye-popping numbers. But maybe with Mike McCarthy, who's had experience, who's won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers about 10 years ago, he should turn him to maybe like a little mini Aaron Rodgers, who also may not finish his career with the Packers. Do you honestly believe Aaron Rodgers will finish his career with the Packers?
Nah, they got Jordan Love and no receivers. They ain't gonna be win their conference, so
they probably won't even win. I don't even think they're gonna even win their division. I think they're gonna be a solid second or third place team. They're just they have failed. They have probably taken the biggest L this.
Detroit's probably gonna be in front of them.
First, like you go and draft Jordan Love and refuse to draft and fail to draft even one single receiver out in the draft. And let it also be noted too that we just probably went as one of the most stacked wide receiver class in history, probably. I mean, you had CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, and the list goes on. And Jalen Reagor as well out of
Yep.
TCU. So the Packers had all the reason to draft a wide receiver. Even if they weren't able to get any of the top 5 I just listed, there were still some pretty decent ones that the Ravens picked up. There was even one of them out of Texas too. He put up pretty good stats there. But I mean, even wide receiver is better than none because now you're gonna have to rely on Devontae Adams again.
Oh,
So big mistake by the Packers front office, and let's give them a round of applause. Yeah. If I had my computer, I'd play the clown song, but I don't have my computer. But I should soon. It should be within a week or two.
do you buy it?
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I got it. Got $50. It's better than spending a $500 desktop, which I'm glad I didn't spend.
Yeah, that's
Plus,
true.
I already know this computer anyway. I've been using it for the past, I would say, since 8th grade year. Maybe even freshman year. I don't know. I've had it for a while. But yeah, I'll get it back next week. Alabama and Arizona agreed to a home and home in 2032 and 2033. We will be 31. Wait, no, yeah, 31 and 32 when those games go on. So, do you think Nick Saban will still be the coach when those games occur?
I don't even know. I can't really predict that far up into the future, but if he is, that would be pretty cool.
I think he'll probably be like in his late 70s, maybe in early 80s. I mean, that's about 12 and 13 years from now. So it's going to be quite a minute till we see that. But
he might have like 14 rings. He's like weighing them down. It's like have like a chain of rings.
Yeah, the only time we'll tell before we know what Saban's future looks like. Obviously, he'll be with Alabama for a couple more years until his contract is up. I think in 2024. So, and of course, he may decide to come back for a couple more years, but then I would kind of see the chances of him not being Alabama's coach by then maybe a little bit greater than being the coach then, just because he's still set up for success for a couple more years at Alabama. He might try and chase 1 or 2 more national championships before hanging up the cleats. Well, actually hanging up the headset, not the cleats. Saban's way too old to be.
He's playing on the field.
Yeah, he's like EDP 445. EDP 445. He's like, I'm going in. I'm gonna give him. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of, you know what. EDP 445, man, what a legend! If you get him, check him out. Just warning you, there is a lot of language coming from EDP 445. He is a foul mouth, but he's hilarious at the same time.
Yes, he is.
Most of the memes you see are from him.
Dang.
What are you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say this. I was watching Sports Center yesterday, and they were talking about the Cowboys. You know, them being the top 5 in the NFC, to win it. And I was like, okay, if the Cowboys is the top 5, I wonder who's gonna be the top 4. The Bucks. The Bucks is like probably number 1. I think I heard the Bucks was gonna be number 1 to win the NFC, and I was like, no. Hold on a second. You telling me they're gonna sweep the Saints? No, they're not gonna sweep. They ain't gonna sweep the Saints. They're definitely not sweeping the Falcons.
By the Saints.
They're probably gonna sweep Carolina. Okay, not gonna lie. Carolina not gonna have a great season this year. In which case,
sorry, Will.
and not lying, Will, but still, you're gonna get swept by the Falcons and the Saints. Normally the Falcons, because the Falcons kept sweeping y'all since forever.
Oh, please, we own them. Oh my goodness, like we own them. We're their daddies. We're their daddies, 100%.
See, the reason why we don't sweep y'all because we always play y'all like week 17. We don't really play week 17, so y'all can have that free win anytime y'all want.
Last time we played y'all week 17, clown. We haven't played y'all week 17 since.
I'm talking about Carolina.
Wait, what?
Talk about Carolina.
Oops.
Okay, clown. Good job, clowning yourself right there.
I was about to say, Saints and Falcons haven't met in week 17 since 2016. Yeah. So, but yeah, we do own Carolina in week 17 as well. Except that one year they beat us for the division. Who cares? They were 7-8-1. They were awful. But we went on to beat them the next year in Atlanta when they had a 15-0 record, and 14-0 record. And then, of course, they went on to lose Super Bowl 50 to the Denver Broncos. Would have been nice to have been the only team that beat the Panthers, but I'd rather them to lose the Super Bowl than win the Super Bowl and us be the only team without the division. But yes. Oh yeah, who saw the the scripted video between Nick Saban and Big Al, where Saban scolds, unquote, Big Al for not maintaining social distancing and not wearing a mask. I thought it was legit. Like, I thought it was like a real news story. No, it was a freaking scripted setup by, I won't say ESPN, but for Saban to get his message. I thought it was legit. Like, I thought he for real yelled at Big Al. I was about to say, hold up. That doesn't sound like Saban at all, man.
That does not sound like Saban.
It's like, why would you want to scold the mascot? He's but
yeah. I don't understand some of these news stuff, man. They I don't know what I'm saying, dude. Trying to get some fake news.
Saban was probably like, don't tell me to quit scolding you because I'm not going to. So quit asking.
Quit asking now.
I'm not going to. So quit asking.
Oh,
hey, Saban, retire. Saban, I'm not going to. So quit asking.
I want to hate for him because now, you know, the reporter's going to be going up to him probably in week 1 and be like, who's going to be starting quarterback? Who's going to be starting quarterback? You remember that with Louisville? It's like,
oh, yeah.
You go and see the first play, okay? Just wait.
Imagine being a reporter for ESPN and being told, all right, your job is going to be to interview Saban. You're thinking, oh boy, I gotta interview one of the most meanest yet and strictest coaches yet. I mean, Saban has had his beef with the media before. He's even even at his press conference, he's gotten pissed a lot, but it's hilarious too. Like obviously with the Marie Taylor incident last year against Louisville, and he's had a couple incidents with the media time and time again. But you got to ask your questions very cautiously. The one question, he could chew your butt up in 1 second. So great man though, but yeah, he's kind of not the one to mess with.
My boy Cree, what's up, Cree? How you doing?
Drop your questions and comment and text down below. Me and Nolan are dying to something to argue with.
Yes,
like we did a couple seconds ago with the Superdome naming rights. One of the stupidest names ever, Strip Chat Superdome. Oh yeah, we're gonna start a new virtual here at or ritual, not virtual.
Oh, hold on. I remember seeing that Tom Brady's gonna get his documentary.
Oh yeah, hey, I don't plan on watching that. No thanks. I'd rather drink toilet water than watch Tom Brady's documentary.
Yeah, there's one Super Bowl you do not want to watch.
No, it's not.
But I'm gonna be watching.
It's not just the episode. I'll be sure to come and smash your TV. But I don't even plan on watching, regardless of what the game looks like. Whatever we're getting from, whether it's Super Bowl 49 or even Super Bowl 53. I don't plan on watching it because guess what? I don't care. But he is an iconic player. But yeah, no thanks. I'd rather drink toilet water. Yeah, don't ever drink toilet water. Just kidding. That just shows how much disinterested I am. But maybe I'll tune in for 1 or 2 episodes. But past that, no. But, no.
Man.
What was I? Oh yeah. So we're gonna start a new ritual here. We're gonna read an interesting sports fact every time we have a podcast. We'll probably do it at the beginning of each podcast. But I'm gonna read off an interesting fact. Pittsburgh is the only American city with 3 sports teams with the same colors, black and yellow. The Steelers, the Pirates, and the Penguins all have black and yellow in their colors. And
man.
Yeah. And they're also, I think they're right behind Boston for the most championships. They're second most in the country. So they could be also known as Title Town. The Steelers have 6 Super Bowls. The Pirates, I think, have 5 World Series, but those were all back in the 70s days, back when the Pirates were actually relevant. And then the Penguins have 5 Stanley Cups. 2 of them were won in 16 and 17, and one back in in 09 when they beat the Red Wings. Pittsburgh's also a title town, but Boston takes that trophy home all day, every day. I mean, I think there's over 20 championships in that city.
They just raining down with championships, making money.
They lose 1 championship, and they're like, "You'll never understand my pain." And there's cities like Buffalo, who's been through 4 Super Bowl losses and a Stanley Cup loss. It's like, yeah, try to be in my shoes.
Don't forget the Vikings. Vikings did it as well.
Yeah, poor Minnesota sports they're about to hit a 30-year drought. The last time a Minnesota sports team won a championship was back in 1991 when the Twins defeated the Braves World Series. Ever since then, Nothing for any team. The closest team was the. Let's see. I want to see. No, the Wild haven't been anything. Not the Wolves. Actually, no. I don't think any sports teams there in Minnesota have made the championship. Vikings have yet to make the Super Bowl since the late '70s or early '80s. They've made the NFC Championship 3 times since then. Back in '98, and the famous Gary Anderson choke job, and then what was it? 2009, and the famous Brett Favre choke, and then 38-7. But I want to go back to that Brett Favre interception when the Vikings radio announcer was like, he was losing. He was like, I mean, you could take a knee and take a 57-yard field goal. This isn't Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. One of the most iconic calls ever. I think his name was Paul Allen, the play-by-play radio announcer for the Minnesota Vikings, who's been through a lot of heartbreak. Poor guy, but he's also been through a lot as well. Got to commentate the Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah.
The curse of the New Orleans Saints. That was when it started, and then it made its way to the Nola no call, and then it's made its way to Kirk Cousins. I wonder what's next for the Saints.
Something like winning the Super Bowl. See, you could laugh all you want, but where's your playoff wins right now?
Man, that is a good one. If only it was April Fool's Day, but it's not.
I don't know why you talking over here. Haven't been to 2 playoffs at all, twice in a row.
Man, y'all have won 13. Y'all have won 26 games over 27 games, including a playoff win. The past 2 seasons, you've only come away with 1 playoff win. Seriously, 26.
He came up with 0 since 2017.
And you're past 32 regular season games, which is over the span of 2 years, and you've only come away with 1 playoff game. Bruh.
And you've been to 0 playoffs. All right? I don't want to hear from no
Falcons
Falcons
fans. The same garbage when we were good. Y'all went 79 3 straight seasons from 2014 to 2016.
Yeah, we've been to the playoffs
Y'all have
with 79. We've been to the playoff win with 79, clown. Have you? No.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Nola no call. Man, y'all just went to this year. Y'all sleeping on us. The Saints could disappoint because Drew Brees is almost as old as Tom Brady. He's a little bit younger, but Drew Brees is not getting any younger.
Yeah, he's not going to get any younger, but he's still accurate.
Michael Thomas can't be doing slants all year like he did last year, just so you know.
Yeah, he's going to be doing slants, but Sanders going to be going down the field and just start throwing balls to him.
Oh, please. While Drew Brees throws interceptions and gets sacks and fumbles the ball inside.
I'm talking about interceptions, okay? Matt Ryan had a fun time with Jameis Winston throwing interceptions each game.
Yeah, and y'all really think Jameis Winston can save y'all after Drew Brees retires?
We never said Jameis Winston's going to save us.
No, he ain't.
We're not even relying on Jameis Winston. As soon as Brees leaves, it's gonna be Taysom Hill.
And you expect him to do good?
Yeah.
You're clowning yourself, bro.
I ain't clowning myself. You see him.
Taysom Hill is not even worthy of even hardly even playing. I mean, he's good, but I mean, he's not proven. He's the next man up for the New Orleans Saints.
But yeah, he doesn't get quarterback snaps, but he's still a tight end, still a receiver. He could play basically any position. So.
Yes. Please drop your questions and comments down below, even if it's something like how was graduation last night, which is by the way it was a success, but not really, not really what we wanted. The pouring rain ruined our hats. Good Lord.
It just destroyed. It just it was like a funeral out there.
Oh, my goodness.
We're celebrating our deaths.
During the prayer, when I felt the rain drop on my head, I was like, "Oh my Lord, this cannot happen! Like we cannot be rained on during graduation."
Yeah,
and it poured. It poured. Man,
it poured. When we were walking out, I told Miss Dean, Miss Dean, it looks like put the rain outside, and she didn't even say anything. I was like, okay. I just kept looking that way. It's like, all right, it's about to rain. So then when the prayer happened, I just felt a drop. I looked at Ryan. I'm like, bruh.
I turned to Hunter Gibson, man. That was. I felt so bad for all those people that didn't have umbrellas and had to literally pick up their seats and put it over their heads. But
Nolan didn't even have a seat. He had a towel.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, we'll forever remember that graduation for being ruined by Corona and then getting wet. And so that was it was nice to graduate, but it wasn't picture perfect. I can tell you that. But please drop your comments and questions down below, and please give us some hot takes for me and Nolan to debate because we're still hot to, kind of go at it with each other.
Mr. Mitchell said this, a future sixth grade is going to be talking about this graduation. I'm like, yes, they're going to talk about the coronavirus and the rain that destroyed the graduation.
Yeah. They'll be calling us for an interview. Like Coach Green will be like, all right, so your job is to find, or your task is to find somebody who graduated in the class of 2020, interview them and ask them some questions about what they went through. That's what Coach Green will do. Kind of like he did with us last year in U.S. history with interviewing the old people about back in the
oh yeah
the 60s project, whatever. But yeah, he'll do that for the future, like years down the road. If he's still teaching, I mean, it'll be years before we can actually get this in like legit history books. But it's already in history books, but hard copy history books, it'd be a little bit wild. But yeah, so drop your questions, comments, hot takes, anything down below. We are got most of the notes, actually all the notes actually, but we're just ready for the sports to resume. Now that
I have a question.
All right, bet.
So how many NFL stadiums have you seen in like in real life?
Let's see. I've seen the Georgia Dome, Mercedes-Benz. I wouldn't be surprised if I've seen Bank of America Stadium, but I could be wrong. I may not have. May have. What else? I think that's about it.
I've seen, of course, Mercedes-Benz Superdome, which is going to be renamed. I've seen Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I've seen, what's the name? The Ravens Stadium. Let's see. After I pause that, I've seen the Redskins Stadium. I think I see part of the Carolina Stadium, and that's it. All five of them. Oh, and Tennessee.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tennessee's yet, but I will soon. But yeah, not many. Stadiums. Of course, I've only been to one NFL stadium. Hoping to go to Mercedes-Benz this summer over the Atlanta United game, but
that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was gonna be my graduation gift. Was gonna be a game. Probably go to Atlanta for like a Braves or United game. That would have been raw to go do that. But we might have to wait till next summer to do that.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to Orlando game, man. I already been to a DC United game, so that was a good game for against Philly.
Yeah, hopefully if the Major League Soccer don't fold, they're also taking a toll in problems as well. So hopefully they don't fold because that would be the most heartbreaking thing Atlanta fans ever go through.
Can't believe like
championship team, and next thing you know, it's gone, and they're stuck with the Braves, the Hawks, and Falcons.
Oh, do you talk about the new rule for the NFL?
For the 4th and 15 onside. Oh yeah, I was going to mention that the onside kick not the onside kick, the 4th and 15 thing proposed. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I like it. I like the new rule. I mean, like of course, it's a chance. It's a big chance, big risk. All right, if you don't make it, the other team got the ball on your own side.
Yeah,
and then what else? Of course, the AAF had that. Only one that was successful, which is Atlanta against Birmingham. I was still surprised about that one. I was like, all right, was it Matt Sims about to throw the ball down deep? I was like, all right, it's about to be picked off. Somehow it bobbed out the Birmingham head and he caught it. I'm like, what? And after that, next play threw an interception. I'm like, all right, never mind.
That was the highlight reel of Matt Sims' AAF career. Let's give our credit to the AAF. When they saw that the NFL was proposing that rule, they had to be looking at TVs like,
wait a minute.
Wait. They were like, I made that rule.
Another rule that needs to be in the NFL, that kickoff rule from the XFL.
Oh yeah,
I love that. Oh yeah, the extra point rule as well.
Yeah, that'd be wrong.
But the kickoff rule, if it goes in the end zone and you got the ball at the other team's 45, I'm like, what? That's crazy, and it's so good.
Yeah, speaking of XFL, we're still waiting on something to be said about still with the league's future. Right now, it's still dead, resting in peace right now in this casket. But it could rise from the dead soon. We'll just have to get a word of what's going to happen. But as of lately, Vince McMahon is rumored to have and be in the process of repurchasing the league, and I think the president of the XFL, has gotten in contact with the venues of Seattle and St. Louis about their leases with the stadium. So who knows? Maybe we could see the XFL. It's pretty much unlikely we see it in 2021, but past that, who knows? 2022 or even 2023 could be, the third time's a charm with the XFL. Failed the first time, second time. The coronavirus said, "I'm about to end this man's whole career." And now
XFL 3.0.
3.0, but I mean, it was going good the first time, or it's not the first time, second time, but through all this global pandemic, there was just nothing that it could do to stay on its 2 feet. It was bound to have its heart stopped in the midst of all this, and it did. But I think Vince McMahon is in the process of
reviving it. I think, like, I've ever seen stuff like, they're saying that, he did it on purpose so you get through this pandemic and then buy it back.
Which would be smart. I mean, that sounds like something he would do, because Vince McMahon is a wise man. I mean, he learned a lot of his lessons from the failed 1.0 of the XFL. He learned all those lessons to produce this XFL, which didn't disappoint whatsoever. The only thing that I mean, the ratings were dropping, but nothing was disappointing. It was going just fine. And then here comes this global pandemic that was like, no, I'm about to end your whole career. And then it just, fell apart.
Well, I knew it's going to be, the ratings going to disappear because one day, it's a new league, But, like, as soon as it starts going, it's going to go straight back up. Especially if we got into the playoffs or the championship. Which none happened in the AF and the XFL.
Yeah, I wonder what the ratings would have looked like had the XFL played that weekend, since all the NHL, NBA, and obviously March Madness were canceled. I wonder what the ratings would have looked like that weekend the XFL played. I think it was week 6. Whew, those ratings probably would have been up in the millions. Oh, my goodness. Because remember, there was no sports on. The NHL, NBA, and the NCAA already shut down their leagues and canceled the game. So there was no sports on that weekend. It would have been interesting to see what the XFL could have produced with the ratings. But that's we'll never know.
I mean, they were going to play without fans, like in the LA and Seattle game, but they just dead.
Yeah, and plus football is a close contact sport, so you could prevent from fans getting the coronavirus, but I mean the players still are at risk because you're literally breathing on top of players, like at the D line or at the line. So it was the right move by the XFL. Yeah, it costed them pretty much everything. What did it cost you? Everything. But we're hoping for the XFL to return. If I had my computer, I would do the heaven choir sound effect, but I'll be sure to do that when we get some good news and when I get my computer back.
Yes.
So any more questions or comments, drop them down below.
Please do.
Questions. Just trying to come up with a couple good questions for this podcast. What was it like walking out of the elementary building last night?
It was pretty hot. It was pretty hot inside.
Oh yeah, it was the most intense moment of my life. I remember walking out, my hands were sweating, I was numb, my lips were tingling. Like, good Lord, I was like, this is insane. Can't believe this actually happened. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But yeah,
good job, clown.
Yeah, actually, I punched myself. But yeah, it was definitely an intense moment. But it's a moment I'll never forget. I mean, how could I forget? I mean, we graduated in the midst of a global pandemic, and we graduated in the soaking rain. So
best 2 combos ever.
Yeah. Here, you know that meme with the rest of the arms, right?
Yep.
Corona.
The rain.
Ruining graduation. I mean, of course, it didn't work because we still walked across that stage. But yeah. Zaire, drop your questions and comments down below. You better do it, or I'm gonna get you, please. We are desperate for some good hot takes. I mean, no, still got to argue. We have argued, but we need to get intense. We need to show these people what kind of beef we have in those group chats.
All right, I'm gonna go look up some good stuff. Oh man.
Ow! I just poked myself. Dang it. Let's go party, go. Let's go. Let's go party. We will party. Mood last night, baby.
Bruh, you know what uniforms I would love to destroy? It is the Jacksonville Jaguars uniforms.
Oh yeah, the yellow ones are hideous. And they should replace them with a nice Falcons jerseys, the best uniforms in the league.
No, not even close.
Yes, close.
No.
They are just a work of art.
Yes, though, a work of art of trash.
And I plan on
It's like bold and brass, more like blown in trash.
Oh, please.
Yeah, y'all need to go back to your old jerseys. Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Minnesota had to use this picture of the Minnesota Miracle.
Your uniforms look like the circle that Squidward drew, and our uniforms look like the circle that SpongeBob drew. Nice and perfect. Unlike Squidward's circle, which describes y'all's uniforms, crappy and unorganized. There you go.
It can't be y'all's be the best when half your fan base doesn't even like it.
Oh, well, a lot of us like it.
No, I met some Falcons fan that said it's just ugly.
Well, I didn't know one Falcons fan made up half the fan base.
No, not one. I mean a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Boomer. Oh yeah. Nolan. What's his face? Zaire asked you a question.
Nolan, do you think not having fans will decrease the chance of the Saints winning their home games?
I hope so.
Let's see. Depends on which team. All right. But not really. I mean, like, of course, the Superdome did help us win some lot of games. But like, if we're playing like the Redskins or something like that, some like a garbage team, it's not gonna matter.
I hope so. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I hope so.
I mean, we could literally go to the Falcons Stadium and it'd still be the same.
Oh please, just remember.
I mean, the Bengals as well.
We have a very passionate fan base.
All right, yeah. If you think you have a passionate fan base, then the Bengals have the passionate fan base, definitely.
Nuh-uh.
Detroit had a better attendance than y'all. That's saying something, okay? And they're way more passionate than y'all.
Yeah, because most people in Detroit are rich. A lot of people in Atlanta have to work.
Yeah.
Plus, we got lives too. We don't have time to sit around and watch Dan Quinn screw a team like this.
Detroit have lives as well, but like they still watch their games.
Oh, please, the Lions are the only team they have to God that actually shows some sort of promise. Yeah, not too much promise. But good Lord, look at the Tigers, the Red Wings, and the Pistons. All of them just blow. But the Lions are probably the best out of the four. The Lions are probably the best out of the 4 teams. I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but they still disappoint us every single day. I want Detroit to be up there for real. Same thing with the Bills. I want the Bills to go in the playoffs.
Same thing with the Falcons. You want the Falcons to be at the top?
No.
Yes.
They get stuck on Tampa Bay, okay?
Oh please. New Orleans will go on hibernation mode and will hibernate for many months if the Falcons win the Super Bowl this year. They will not say anything. They'll be like
hibernate. Yeah, right.
They'll be like invisible. They'll be scared to come out because they know the Falcons guys are gonna be all over them.
Yeah, I know.
And we'll be sure to come by New Orleans and hoist that Vince LeBar trophy and say, "You want this? Come get it."
Yeah, you're gonna be hosting like giant L's because you're not making it to the playoffs.
And that means we'll have 2 total championships. Well, New Orleans is stuck with 1.
2. Yeah, you ain't gonna get no 2 championship because you're gonna get 0 because you're not making it to the playoffs. You're gonna go 7-9 again while we go back to the playoffs, do better, and hopefully not play the Vikings again. And then after that, win Super Bowl.
Yeah, remember you didn't play the Vikings at all last year in 2019. You still lost in the playoffs to the Rams.
Yeah, we played the Eagles. We played the Eagles with Nick Foles, and then after that,
that Eagles team was god awful, and y'all still narrowly beat them by 6.
Yeah, because they put on Nick Foles.
Yeah, and he wasn't that good like he was in the Super Bowl.
He was that guy. I mean, he literally led the Eagles to a Super Bowl, okay, against Tom Brady.
Yeah, but that following year, he wasn't that great. How much longer do you think Cam would go unemployed?
Forever.
That's a hard question to say because you would think by now he would be signed. I mean, good Lord, James Winston and Andy Dalton have been signed already before Cam has, and both those are a much lesser product than Cam.
Jameis Winston, the interception god, and then Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. And now you got Superman Cam Newton not even signed to nobody. I mean, where's he gonna go? I mean, I won't be surprised the Jets. Just put him on the Jets.
If the XFL was alive, he could join there and boot and
He probably gonna do that.
If it even comes back, and like I said, it probably won't come back in 2021. It'll probably be like 2022 if all goes right. They're sleeping on Cam. I don't know. That shoulder may be holding him back. So.
All I got to say is Cam Newton is greater than Philip Rivers.
Oh, get out of here. That's a clown statement. Philip Rivers is way much better than Cam. Cam just I mean, his Superman abilities, his ability as a dab just makes him a show-off. Philip Rivers has had so much good talent over the years. Even with his years at the Chargers, he's just had bad luck, as I say. Cam had good luck because it just seems as though the Panthers had better luck than the Chargers. But Philip Rivers is a much better quarterback than Cam. You put Philip Rivers behind a good O-line like the Colts with some dynamic receivers, he could do what like he did and with the Chargers and just dominate. But he never won a Super Bowl because it's the Chargers. Chargers have always had bad luck. Panthers, new team. They've already been to 2 Super Bowls. I mean, you know, they're not completely in bad luck like the Chargers. Chargers just crazy.
A healthy Cam. Okay, Cam's been healthy for a long time and still don't do anything. He was healthy during the Super Bowl, and after that, he lost. He took a giant L to the Broncos.
Well, I dare you to say something. I dare you to clown Nolan for that.
Go on, bring it on, Will. Bring it on.
Yeah, come on, man. Bring it on. Oh. But, yeah, I think Philip Rivers is still better than Cam. I mean, Cam's
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But Cam, the only thing he knows how to do is show off his Superman powers that he says he has.
Basically, just dive on top of everyone.
You've been watching film, huh? That's cool. Watch this.
I remember that.
Oh, Lord. He does that.
Will, just stop, Will. Okay, I'm about to say rise up because one thing the Falcons been destroying y'all.
Go Vikings!
No Carolina fans should be talking to either us or the Falcons.
Bring on that Viking horn,
fly,
baby.
Eagles, fly.
Yeah,
I didn't even know
the Rams.
So it's like y'all crazy.
Yeah, we're all crazy. That's why we were born for this. No wonder Coach Rob loves our podcast. Shout out to Coach Rob. If you're hearing this, we love you, Coach.
Coach Rob likes our podcast. He definitely liked you during class. That was the best part.
Wait, we have that test today?
Nick, you remember that Kahoot? You remember that Kahoot? I was so close being first place, but somehow I choked it up at the end.
Just like the Saints.
I was the Pelicans. I was the Pelicans' first win. Because the Pelicans was like 0 and like 8 or something like that. I forgot.
Yeah. Wait, we have that test today?
I'm not gonna forget that. That's gonna be the best part.
I didn't ever go forget that either. Like, Coach Rob, if you're watching this, like the faces you make when I said, wait, we got a test today, like I am never gonna forget that. That just even Hunter Taylor loved it. He laughed his behind off when I told him about it.
Oh man. Especially you doing tests. I just love your reaction during tests. Every single time you get confused but with one question.
I go. There was also this one time Coach Rob said, "Hey Nick, you ready for the memory verse today?" I was like, "Wait, what memory verse?" He literally went. He put his hand by his side like this. Anyway. How y'all feel about the NBA coming back in June? I don't know if y'all discussed this. I was already of this already. I was asleep. Coming back in June, I would be fine with that. Just bring back the games. I'm tired of this quarantine garbage where I seem to be losing my sports knowledge. I want sports back. I don't even care, except NASCAR, but I just want some sports back. Even as basketball, my team is a dumpster fire, and we just have the Lakers and the Bucks. Because we all know the Lakers and Bucks would have been in the finals if the NBA not
definitely. It's gonna be the Lakers and Bucks. I mean, like it's just the Bucks is too good. The Lakers are too good. Clippers in 4.
But as much as I enjoy watching basketball, I have to admit though the NBA is pretty predictable. It doesn't take a genius to know who's going to be in the finals. I mean, last year we all thought it was going to be Warriors Bucks. We were close. It was Warriors Raptors, and Raptors were the 2 seed.
I freaking hated that Raptors Bucks game. I really wanted the Bucks to win it.
Yeah, I mean they're good. They're a good team. I think they will soon. They're really going to. They're going to win a championship one day. I mean, last year was not their year, but this year could be their year. If not, they're going to win it soon. Unless Giannis leaves, then that Please God, gone.
If Giannis leave, they're gone. They're
Yeah,
going.
but I would love for Giannis to leave. That means the Bucks would regress badly, and that leaves a room for Atlanta to dominate next year when we have another top 5 draft pick. And that'll complete the lineup of Young, Reddish, Hunter. We got to get a replacement for Vince Carter since he'll be retiring after the season. If we even have another season, he's probably already played his last season. But it's time for another edition of Nagging with Nolan. Except this time it'll be a little different. We're not going to nag on Nolan. We're going to nag on Nolan's dad, Keith LaFrance. Okay, so last night after graduation, I called to Keith LaFrance and I said, he said, so where are you headed to? And I said, I'm headed to Auburn versus Montgomery. He said, yeah, it's good. It's a good place. You'll be going there with Nolan. We'll be sure to hit you with some Saints gear. And I said, oh no, you ain't. You ain't hooking me up with any Saints gear. Blue that nation all the way, man. So clown point for Keith LaFrance for thinking he can even get the slightest bit of Saints gear on my body.
I mean, you're surrounded by a Saints fan plus a Carolina fan with as well.
Yeah, don't mean I like that. I'm surrounded by a bunch of Auburn, Alabama fans. I can't stand Auburn. I mean, I'm neutral.
I can't stand Auburn.
I mean, the only thing that makes me mad about Alabama is just kind of how the fans. I mean, obviously the alumni and the students are like really cool, but some of the non-students or alumni are just weird.
Yeah,
so,
I understand that.
Like with the Dixieland Delight with the Auburn thing.
Yeah.
And yet when Auburn is in the big game, whether it's in the Final Four or in the national championship in football, War Eagle just for tonight, baby. Bring that championship home to Alabama. It's like, what? What? No, that's so wrong.
I was busting my tail when Auburn lost. I was laughing. I was so glad Virginia. I was so glad Virginia won that thing.
I think that even though Alabama is partially in our blood, that hate of Auburn has rubbed on me, and I'm thankful for that because I hate Auburn with passion. Hate that school. I hate everything about Auburn. If you're an Auburn fan, I'm sorry, but yeah, you make me mad. But I prefer Alabama over Auburn any day.
Remember, this coming from a Florida State fan, okay? And Florida State did beat y'all.
Yeah, we beat them. They haven't been the same since. I don't care if they beat Alabama twice since then. They ain't done nothing. If you ain't got the ring, it don't mean nothing.
See, they could beat it anytime they want, but the ring counts, okay? All the championship we got. And after that, LSU has more championships than Auburn.
Florida has more championships than Auburn.
Florida is trying because they can't get past Georgia.
No, they can't. They won't this year, even though they say they could do a playoff team. Wow, what a successful first podcast was between us two.
Oh, man, it was.
We'll answer this one last question before we gotta wrap up because this thing will kick us off in a minute. No, serious question. Why is Gus Malzahn still coaching Auburn? Is beating Alabama every year good enough or something? Yeah, obviously, because it's not like Auburn is trying to chase that national championship that they're always kind of expected to go after. It's beat Alabama, which is the best feeling in the world. And if you lose in the bowl game to UCF or Minnesota, that's okay. I don't know why Gus Malzahn is still the coach of Alabama. We got 2 minutes left. He don't deserve it. He needs to be gone. If Auburn wants to be a playoff contender, Gus ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. You're going to find somebody else.
Auburn is being stupid. Okay, they could be this all the time, every single time, but still, like the 2017 or 2018 when they beat us at home at 2017 when they beat us at their place. Cool. They went to the champion. They went to the SEC championship, lost. That let us into the playoffs, and then we beat Georgia.
And then they lost to UCF in that bowl game.
Lost to UCF. See, Auburn needs to fire Gus Malzahn, okay? I'm just saying, they're not going to the they ain't going to the play. They ain't gonna be ranked up high as Alabama. They're just trash.
Yeah, you're right. So that's our take. So Gus needs to get out of there. But Auburn's being too gracious to him, and if they have another great season with 4 losses, it still beat Bama. It's good enough for him. Because it's not like we're trying to chase a championship, but things about to kick us off here. So we are going to wrap up this podcast, and we thank y'all for joining us. Be sure to catch us on Monday. It should be me and somebody else. So that'll be the 2 to be determined this weekend. Be sure to stay in touch and with us. You got any requests? DM any of the teammates, or excuse me, our staff. And we thank y'all for joining and giving us your support and your time. You guys are the best. So from Nick Bass, along with the clown Nolan LaFrance.
You're the clown, Nick.
You're the clown. Get out of here.
No, you're the clown, you clown.
We will see you guys next time. So long from Tuffy Tribe Sports Network.
See ya.